Today's episode of Voiced is from r/pro revenge and is about two users who took revenge in the most creative ways. But will you be able to guess what they did? Subscribe if you enjoy.
Seriously. 4 years ago, I was cashiering at a Wacky Mart on a register that holds all the smokes and alcohol. It's 10 p.m. and these two young men, early 20s, come up to the counter. They have 3 random novelty items. I don't remember what they were, but it was strange and unusual to get odd items this late at night. Maybe it was for some fraternity, I don't know. It's a college town, so I get weird stuff from frats a lot. I scan the items and tell them their total is $22 next sex. Grinning at each other, they reach into their jackets and slam down 2-gallon Ziploc bags full of only pennies. I stare them in the eye, but they didn't even look back at me. Everyone else in line groaned and went to other registers. These 2 kids knew what they were doing, but they didn't know what they were in for, because I prepared for this. I knew this was going to inevitably happen. I grinned with them, because I was going to get paid during this. These pranksters are here for recreation. This conversation occurs between me, ringleader, the other guy was silent and awkward, and a friendly coworker of mine. Is this $22? Did you count it? Nope. Are you going to? Nope. Is it at least $22? Don't know. Nice. Hey, you guys can use the self-checkout. It can take all of your coins at once. Oh, don't worry about it, coworker. Nope, don't trust them, lady. What? Why? Doesn't count all your change, right? I've used them before. It really works. I got this. I unpacked the Ziplocs and threw all the pennies on the counter. It was a beautiful, massive mess. And I dug in it. I was Frank in a dumpster and It's Always Sunny. The 2, still averting my gaze, start chuckling as if they were taking away my dignity. They whisper to each other, "Dude, oh my god. Dude, yeah. Dude, hilarious." I counted each penny one by one. My coworker comes up to me. "Guess I'll help you count this." "Don't worry about it." She looks at me confused. Then she puts on her get-down-to-business look. "I've got your back." "Oh, okay." We worked up a system where we counted 10, put them in a pile, then with 10 stacks of 10 pennies, we separated them, making $1 piles. We made progress slowly but surely. Some customers came to the line, but we advised them to get to another line. Some of them looked at us confused, but when they saw the counter full of pennies, they understood. Some decided to wait, but when they realized it wasn't going to take just a few minutes, they took their leave. Another register in the liquor department opened, so it wasn't too bad for other customers. We got to about $12 about 10 minutes in, until I knocked over the piles. Neon tonsil! Oops, sorry. Coworker looks at my grin. I give her a wink and tilt my head, motioning her to leave. You know what? I think I'd better let you do this. Ha! All right. Coworker leaves. I look at the 2 guys. They are absolutely stunned at the fallen piles of pennies. Yeah, I'm going to have to count all of this again. Okay, I started from 0. I counted slower than ever and made my way back up. The duo was entirely silent. I got to about $7 when suddenly I said, "Darn, I lost count. I better start all over again." "Really?" "Oh yeah, man. Why?" Me. "I lost count, sir. I could be in trouble if my register doesn't have the correct amount of cash, and I don't want to cheat you." It's about an hour later. My manager walks past, looks at me. I smile at him, and he looks at the counter. He walks away without a word. I eventually count all the change, and surprisingly they had only $18. I think that this is $18? The duo has been dead silent. They look done for the night. I'll recount it. I recounted it. I think this is actually $19 cax. Without a word, the ringleader whips out a $5 bill. Seriously? You had cash? Needed to get rid of my change. Me. No problem. I'll just recount this again. I want to make perfectly sure that this is $19 since I counted $18 the first time. Are you kidding me? I shake my head no, completely serious. He takes out a $20 bill straight out of his pocket and throws it at me. My coworker gives the biggest, what the heck face. Internally, I die as well because they were smart enough to have a backup plan. And the fact that he was touching his cash in his pocket the entire time kind of messed with me. I take the cash, do the transaction, give him his change, thanked him, and wished him a good night. The 2 start to put their pennies back in the Ziploc bags, and I didn't help them at all. I watched them just as how they watched me. Lots of pennies dropped on the floor, but they didn't care to pick them up. It looked like their souls were sucked out of them. It was past midnight, and I clocked out way past when I was supposed to. A lot of my coworkers gave me a thumbs up or told me good night. Even my manager told me, "Good job," the only 2 words he ever said to me. Went to bed at the dorms after such a great petty penny night and crashed. Strange to say, but I'd love to count pennies again. I recounted 1,900 pennies approximately 5 times. Was it 5 times? I better count again.
Before I talk about today's posts, please consider subscribing if you enjoy these kinds of reactions and want to see more in the future. Today we have a couple of gems from Reddit that really highlight some creative problem solving and a bit of petty revenge. First up, we have "Revenge is best served frozen." This post is a goldmine of satisfaction. The neighbor's audacity to park on someone else's property and honk at 8 a.m. is infuriating, but the OP's response with the frozen garbage bin? Pure genius. I love how he turned the situation around and made sure the neighbor learned his lesson in the most Canadian way possible with a good old-fashioned freeze. The look on that guy's face when the cop said, "Yeah, that's not how this works," must have been priceless. Next, we have "I absolutely love people who pay with pennies." This story is hilarious and shows just how much patience and wit can turn a frustrating situation into a memorable one. The OP's ability to stay calm and collected while counting all those pennies multiple times is impressive. I can only imagine the looks on those guys' faces as they realize they were in for a long night. It's a great example of turning the tables on someone who thinks they're being clever. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these posts. Which one did you find more satisfying? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Until next time, stay tuned for more reactions from Reddit. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Voiced. If you enjoyed daily, high-quality stories, please like and subscribe to show your support.